Well, we're back.
We're back.
We missed you.
Did you miss us?
Well, just to give an update on Shelby and I's seemingly never-ending health corner. We both went to the doctor. I went to the doctor today. Well, a nurse practitioner. I got a steroid shot, and I got prescription for nasal spray, antibiotics, inhaler, Sudafed, the whole 9 yards.
I got 2 shots, an antibiotic, and a steroid. One of them hurt very bad. I don't know which one, but one of them. And I don't usually have a problem with shots. And then I got a prescription for a nasal spray and an antibiotic and something else. I don't remember. So I still sound unlike myself. I'm starting to get my voice back. It's better than it was yesterday and the day before. But hopefully I'll be back to normal soon.
Do you want to mention your little oopsie with the shot?
Oh. The nurse that was giving me the shot told me that it needed to go in my hips. So I'm thinking like my lower hips. I was thinking like my saddlebags, below the underwear. So I get off the table and I pull my pants down just below my butt. I didn't like drop them down to my ankles, but I pulled them down a little bit. And she's like, oh, okay, and then moved the top of my underwear down just a little bit on the side. And it wasn't on my hips at all. It was like my low back. So I'm sitting there with my pants off while she gives me a shot in my low back. And I awkwardly, after the first shot, was like, oh, clearly I misunderstood where you needed to go, so I'm just gonna pull my pants back up. Sorry about that, I guess. And she kind of chuckled it off, and I was uncomfortable.
Thankfully, I learned from your mistake, because Shelby had this yesterday, and so I was going in today, and they wanted to give me just one shot. And I remembered Shelby's anecdote, and so I thought, well, I'm not going to be a doofus and get caught literally with my pants down.
Literally.
So I just played it cool and just like lifted up the top of my shirt, and that's all they wanted. They just basically just right above the belt.
Yeah.
I also had a weird interaction. They asked me, they said, do you mind if a student gives you your shot? Which is a fine question to ask. They partner with the local college and their nursing program. But they asked like when the student was in the room, like the nurse and the student were in there at the same time. And I really didn't. And so I was like, actually, I kind of do mind. I'd rather you do it. And they were both cool about it. But it was more weird the fact that the student was in the room and you had to tell her like to her face, I don't want you, I want a professional.
I think that it's pretty usual to have the student in the room because the student is like always shadowing the nurse. So it makes sense that she would be in there, but it does still make it uncomfortable.
I wasn't that uncomfortable saying it then.
Yeah.
And like I said, they were completely cool with it. Like they didn't give me any looks or like nothing like that at all. But it was still kind of a weird interaction. I will give the office props. They were a very tech-forward office. I went to a place called Nacogdoches Health Partners. But they had a lot of their... frankly, their new patient paperwork is still the same as it always is, where you write it down. And I'm sure then as soon as you leave, then they type it in, and it's all very inefficient. But once you're there in the back office, the nurse practitioner was using an iPad to do my diagnosis and things like that. They sent the prescription electronically to the pharmacy of my choice. After it was over, I got an email and text message where I could go on and make an account with their health services provider. And so I could then go look at my prescriptions and see my appointments. You can even make an appointment online with them in the future. They can do telecommuting kind of stuff. So like I have a friend that I was talking to today that also goes there that apparently gets her ADHD medicine renewed just kind of via video chat, and it only costs like $10. So that's a lot better for her than having to go in for an office visit once a month or every quarter. So I really do give the office credit for being very tech forward in that way. I then went and looked up my exact diagnosis on the app, and I was diagnosed with acute bronchitis and acute non-recurrent maxillary sinusitis. But I like being able to go look at that after the fact.
That is really nice.
Well, things are moving along with the new church. There was a monthly men's Bible study meeting on Tuesday. All the guys got together at someone's house and boiled crawfish and sausages and had gumbo and corn, potatoes, all the usual sides. It was really good. I don't care for crawfish at all. So I had all the other stuff, but it was great. And we talked to the worship pastor about joining the band. That's something Shelby and I had both kind of been missing since we've been out of church for a while. So that's exciting.
Yeah. So we'll go next week and start sitting in on practices and meet the rest of the praise team.
We took a few more photos last night. Our photography club has a contest every month, and this month's theme is leading lines. I took some photos of my brother on Saturday, which turned out okay. I think they turned out great as photos, but they weren't really capturing leading lines very well. So we took a few more. We borrowed Shelby's childhood dog from her mother, little dachshund, and got a few photos of her running on a bridge here in Nacogdoches. It was cute.
It was very cute.
Yeah. But she's a very cute little dachshund. If nothing else, the cuteness factor will help in the rankings for the contest.
I'm sure it will. She has just the most irresistible little face. I actually got to meet 2 new dachshunds today, named Louie and Tucker, as well as 3 cats, and I get to take care of all 5 of these beautiful babies over spring break, which I'm really excited about. Obviously, I have a soft spot in my heart for dachshunds, so I'm looking forward to getting to spend more time with more dachshunds. And the cats. I don't get to take care of many cats. Certainly not ones that are this indoors and are this snuggly and cuddly. And I like that. I do really enjoy cats. So I'm looking forward to that gig.
Traffic has just been outrageous where I work. They've been working on the road for a while. It's just seemed like one thing has come up after another. The road is being worked on, as well as next door to us, we're adding 2 new buildings to our facility. So there's tons of construction workers in and out all the time. Across the street, they were doing some more construction, and they didn't call before they dug. And they had a gas leak a few months back.
Ruh-roh.
There's another farmer's insurance branch they're building there as well. So there's just construction swarming everywhere. I don't really mind. It doesn't frustrate me or really bother me very much. It does make other people on edge getting in and out. My coworker is kind of almost larger than life, he has a very strong personality. Sometimes I write things he says down just so I can quote them word for word. Let me read you what he said today. Sometimes I just want to give someone the finger while I'm driving because they're being too aggressive.
That's incredible.
I looked at him, he's kind of touchy, so I try not to bother him very much. And I looked at him, kind of like waiting for him to make a joke about the irony or acknowledge it in some way, and he never did, so I just left it alone. He's kind of fun to mess around with. Not in a mean way, just in a lovable way. I don't know. Well, and then we closed out today having dinner with my family. My little brother is headed to Houston. He's part of the Lego First organization. So he has a little team where he works on team building projects and also builds little Lego robots with Lego Mindstorms. So they have they got past the first round of the competition, and they are now headed to the statewide competition. Unfortunately, we're not really able to go watch, so we'll have to watch the Facebook live stream. But we are happy to support him, and we're looking forward to hearing how it went when he comes back.
Yeah, I'm sure that he will do great. He's very smart.
Yeah. Well, anything else?
Oh, yes. Our number one fan, my mother, sent us a suggestion after we kind of opened the inbox on our last episode, and she recommended that we end the podcast by saying, "See you next time." And I like that. I like that a lot more than "see you later." So, can we do that?
Fine by me.
Great.
See you next time.